Well, hello everyone. You here to show you the switch breaker, say box switch maintenance. So you talked about right here. Of course, is I'm just showing you. Of course, is like with the particular maintenance that you would be using on say on a breaker box. It is, and most of the time that you could probably think about is that with most of these breaker boxes, it is that you would see that the number of switches on here. That's about at least 12 of them, and then of course, as you have the switch, the breaker switches, and most of the time that whenever you look at these breakers, it is you had the main break, and then of course the main break, I guess more likely will be used for it's like if you wanted to turn off all the lights all together in the house, say apartment, in the home area. If the main switch, I guess the main switch, would shut off the main lights. I guess that for it's like any part of the house, that they were being used, and then of course you have these other switches that would reset or shut off the power to a certain area of the house. It is. But let's just say that right here is a list. Of course, it's like they're all written right here, which most breaker boxes, I guess, they would have labels, and then of course is it with anybody, any kid, maybe at the age of 14 or 15, it's like one way to find out if what switch goes to what light it is, just the power. It's like for whatever it is, if especially a lot of times people are probably wondering is like why we even have these right here, as about exactly from the power that I remember one place where I used to live, that the box was located outside, and I guess it must have been waterproof, but of course you can control the power. You can reset the power switch from an outlet, from a plug, from the from the house. It is from that direct apartment. It is. But other than that, the labels would be on here. You have right here is the air conditioner, water heater, and of course a few other areas around that around the home is around your home. It is that you have that power, the switches right here. But other than that you see right here, that for most places it is that you would see is you got the bedroom switch right here, and then of course you got the hood, and then of course a lot of times in your home, or is like that you would probably find anything related to, it's like it's like you have the kitchen light right here, and then of course a few other switches. But a lot of times if the power if there would be a power failure that would occur in your home, it's like anywhere in say, I would say in our homes, that more likely than no is that open up the surge protector, and just maybe the normal stuff that you can maybe do in case that the lights were to go out, or maybe if there was a breaker that went out, well, whatever it is, that a surge, any type of over, I guess they could probably say that like an overload on the amount of fuses, the amount of power that you were using on the outlet. It was that it would be like what you call an overload. That more likely that it would shut itself off, and then of course you would go into the breaker box and find out what that switch it was, and then go ahead and reset it, and then of course come back on. But most of the time that probably say that with kids or anybody that's known about is like to keep the breaker box closed, unless if you were to be doing any other type of maintenance around there. But you have right here, of course, is the main switches. Is like you had the directions about knowing about if you had to go into the breaker, which it's located, of course, right here into my closet, and then of course some places in some of our homes that it could be located maybe near the in the bus, anywhere in the pantry or wherever, maybe the garage or whatever, that you would think that you would find what you call a surge box. It's like a breaker box that would turn off the lights anywhere in the home. It is. But basically that the power, I guess the power that's connected directly from the from the main connection it is, from the power, box it is, that I guess that there's like a little control, knob, always say, outside that where it controls about how much, electricity is brought into the home. It's like if it's, really, if it's your home or if it's my home, it is. But other than that, it is talking about is like, the amount of power it is that, I would probably say that, each light bulb uses about, 45, maybe 50, or maybe 60 watts of electricity it is. So altogether, that there's probably about 1,400 watts altogether, used in my whole apartment it is. And a lot of times that you probably think about is that yeah, in case that there was an overload that were to occur, is to go ahead and, flip the switch, and then of course that between the main breaker and of course if you were to flip one of the switches located on the left, it is know that, really, that they would probably recommend is like if you're not sure what switch it is, and maybe to call and contact the landlord, or you say maybe somebody who's expert at about who's whose experience it is for from how to reset it, such as maybe electrician or anybody that think that if it could be an overload in the circuit or anything like that. But other than that you probably think about is like that, yeah, if you don't need to be in a breaker box for any reason, then just keep it closed. But on the other hand too, just showing you the basics about is like, yeah, in case of a power failure, say in case of the storm knocks the power out, then more likely that they can maybe ask for you to go ahead and get into the breaker box and see if you can reset the surge it is for if it could have been that if the power line were hit by a bolt of lightning, it was, and then it took out any transformers, then more likely there's some damage right there. But other than that is that you have right here is like for the maintenance breaker switch box right here, and then along with the labels, and then of course like with anybody knowing about is like anything that you maybe want to try to fix yourself, it's like to know that, yeah, really, anything that you would maybe want to try to fix yourself is there's a problem, at least it's like just to say something. But other than that is knowing about it's like this, like in the maintenance of the switch breaker box.